SwissMango offers many features in which you can utilize to manage your site. To illustrate these features, SwissMango has created a demo site in which we utilize those features for illustration purposes. So, on the home page we have a slideshow. Notice how these images are sliding in and out. They're an effective way of communicating to your audience who you are and what you're all about. Not only is it an effective way of communicating, but it's an effective way of illustrating. And this can be in place of Flash. So quite often Flash is not compatible with iPads or iPhones, but utilizing the slideshow feature through SwissMango, you can include those images that you would like very easily. An organization that effectively uses the slideshow feature is the Clark Advanced Learning Center. On their homepage, they've utilized different images, again, to communicate who they are. Another great feature is the Spotlight column. On this site, we have a Spotlight column on our right-hand side, and it has an image, a link, an article, text, and an ad block. You can also include events in this area as well. Now the Spotlight comes in two different manners. It can be a site-wide spotlight or a page-specific spotlight. The one that's on the home page has been designated as a site-wide spotlight, which means that throughout my site I can utilize the same spotlight on different pages. And when I modify the spotlight, no matter what page I'm on, it will change throughout the site on all the pages that have the same spotlight. So let's take a look at our house page, where we have the same spotlight column on the right-hand side with the same information. So here we have our daily specials that has the same spotlight column. But if we look at our coffee process page, I've designated that I have a page-specific spotlight. So specifically on this page, I've designated that I want something completely different, and I can modify it however I would like. Now, on a different page, for example, my tea process page, I've also designated that there's a page-specific spotlight. So again, I can make it specific to that page. Another amazing feature is our collapsible feature. We can make any block collapsible. For example, on our coffee house page, we have a text block that I can expand and collapse the information. So one can come to the site, get to exactly the title that they want, and then expand to find more information about that information. Again, another organization that uses that correctly is the Clark Advanced Learning Center. And on their About Clark page, they have a subpage called Frequently Asked Questions. They have a number of questions that are featured here, and then what a visitor can do is scroll down to find the information they're looking for, expand to get exactly the information, and then move on. Another organization that does this is the Consortium of Florida Education Foundations. Under their member foundations, they utilize a collapsible blocks that they can expand. So they have a number of different counties where someone may need to find the contact information for that specific county. They can expand and get the information that they're looking for. This site also utilizes our half block feature, where the block goes across half the width of the page. So for example, Bay County can expand their information, as well as Bradford County, and the content only goes across half the width of the page. Let's take a look back at our demo site onto our photo gallery page. When we look at our photo gallery, we're able to display our images where there's a large image on the left and small thumbnails on the right. So I have my small thumbnails on the right. I can click through, and notice how on the bottom of this image I've included a caption. Now I have a grouping of 8 here. I can do up to 12 groupings of 8, where there would be additional pages that people can click on with buttons down below indicating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way through. You can also display your photos in a photo block that can be combined on any page, where you have your small thumbnails in the center. You click to get a full picture, and you can scroll through the different images. They have their captions down below, and you can always exit out. Now we have an In the News area. Here's where we utilize our news block feature. On this page, I've said that I want to show all of the events no matter what category they're in, so you can see the different categories that are available. We have our coffee news, our tea news, and our special events. So these are different articles that I have available to view, and I have my date in which it was published, the title, the summary, and then I can click more to get more information about this article. I can also hit return to go back to my list. One thing I want to point out when it comes to the news is that you can separate the news articles out. So for example, on the coffee process page or section of my site, I want to display only my coffee news. So I go down to coffee news, and I've told that on this page I only want to show the coffee news. Whereas on my tea process page, I probably only want to show my tea news. So I've created a tea news, and I've designated that only my tea news is displayed. Now let's take a look at our calendar of events. Here I have a grid calendar where I can display all of my events and the different categories of those events. So for example, the black is coffee events, the green is tea events, and the magenta is special events. So when I take a look at my calendar, when I scroll down, I'm able to see what the different events are. I can see that they reoccur, and I can also see which category they're a part of. I can also display my events as a list. Here's a list of all my different events. I have the title, the date, and then I have a summary where I can click again to see more information. As a visitor, I can add this event to my calendar, and if it's a reoccurring event, I can add the event series to my calendar. An organization that uses this calendar effectively is the Elliott Museum, and back in January they had a number of different events going on. They had their special exhibition, their youth art class, their adult art class, youth programs, adult programs, and family fun. So I can now scroll down and see the different events that are going on, select the one that's appropriate for me, and add that event to my calendar. On the SwissMango demo site, we also have events where you can RSVP for the event. So if I scroll down, I'm able to RSVP for this event, and I can actually RSVP for up to 10 people. Right now I'm only going to RSVP for 2. I'm going to submit my information for myself and then for my guest, and then I have 2 different payment options where I can pay now or at the event. When I select at the event, it removes the payment information, and then I can hit submit. I can also see the attendee list. So here right now there are not any attendees for this event, but if there were, I would be able to see their name and their company information. This is a great way of inspiring others to attend the event because someone else is attending. Let's take a look at our members section. With our members section, we're able to have members who have different levels of membership, and we're able to display their contact information. So key people coming to the site who want to find out more about my members can see their information. When they click for the View Full Profile, not only does it put the address on the left with all my contact information, but it creates a Google map on the right-hand side for me. I'm able to have keywords and descriptions available, which is great to offer your membership because then they are being seen by Google and other search engines. A great organization that utilizes this is in the Indiantown Chamber. They have a number of different members where they can organize their members by category, company, and by person, and they also list all of their new members. Let's see those organized by person. I can also go back to my demo page and look at videos. The video block is very convenient because what it does is you're able to simply, by putting in a few pieces of information, add your video in. I can click to see my video and it comes up in this beautiful clean format where it starts playing for me. I can pause it, I can expand it, or I can even exit out. And then there's our form. On the demo page I have a Contact Us form. Very simple and to the point. And then it has at the bottom, I want to subscribe to your newsletter. This is a great feature because it allows your website to work for you and gathering information from people who are interested and adding them to your e-newsletter contact list. A great organization that does this is the Rsvp Foundation, where they utilize their form to not only collect donation information but also to collect payments. Again, with a few clicks of a button, they're able to gather this information, gather whether or not that payment should be monthly, quarterly, yearly, or a one-time payment. They're able to put in other additional information as well as gather their mailing address and their seasonal address. And again, it has that newsletter option below. Then the visitor can hit submit and the foundation actually has all of that information collected for them. Another great feature is our map feature, and on our Contact Us page I have a sub-page where it has a Map Us, and so I'm able to have the map interactive just like normally Google does. I'm able to zoom in and out as appropriate, and I'm able to click to get directions. This is a very great feature, very simple and to the point. All I have to do is type in a little bit of information, where my location is, what it's titled, and then I hit submit, and now I have an interactive map available for me. And then my visitor can select to get different information for directions. So that's an overview of all the different features through the SwissMango platform.